Ladies and gentlemen, this is MTGO Traders. My name is Taryn. Let's play some Amonkhet Standard. Okay guys, this is for the green-white cat tribal deck, and let's go into tournament practice and see what we can do. In the playtesting, the deck did pretty well, but in recording, I have no idea. So let's just see what happens. Alrighty, I'm gonna go second. Fortified Village, Scythe Leopard, Oath, Mimic. If I could verify that I'm going to draw a land, this would be quite a decent hand, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. 4 mana, 2 creatures. I feel like that's probably where we want to be. We got the Fortified Village. We can put that out untapped. Have a forest or a cycling land on the follow-up, or on turn 1, since we have turn 2 plays. I'm going to keep that, see what's on top first. If it's something that we can use on top, then we may want to use that, unless it's a Sacred Cat. Definitely want to keep Metallic Mimic on top, because that way we can keep getting our creatures out. That'll be the first creature we play, because we want to definitely give our creatures pumps as they grow throughout the match. Alrighty, tap land for the Scattered Groves, my turn. I'm going to play off the Scattered Groves myself. And I'm going to pass turn. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. But yeah, the Longtusk Cub, it's a 2/2 that gets you 2 energy, and whenever it hits a player, and you can pay 2 energy and put 2+1/+1s on the Cub, which is quite good. The Scrounger here, the Scrounging Bandar, is a cat monkey. It's a 2 mana 0/0. It comes in with 2+1/+1, so it's a 2/2 basically. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you can actually move those counters around, which is pretty good. Traverse the Uvenwald. So I'm thinking we're playing against some some type of Delirium deck. Not really sure just yet. He got a swamp in his hand. Alrighty, my turn. Gonna be playing that Fortified Village and show a forest. Let's get out the Mimic and name cats, because this is a cat tribal deck and we're playing with cats. So, and again, whenever you name it cat, it is a cat. Along with whenever creatures of the same type come into play, they get a +1/+1 counter on top of them. So these guys are coming in as 2/2s, but they're actually going to be coming in as 3/3s whenever they come into play because of the Mimic. So playing a little bit of a slow game here. I'm fine with that. Probably going to see a Negate or an Essence Scatter coming up. So let's get out the Cub here. See if we can get rid of this. He just commented, yes! Yes, cat tribal. It's a thing. It happens. Let me just reply to this guy. Meow. Oh my gosh. In playtesting too, like everyone was so excited to see cat tribal actually being a thing in tournament play. Like someone was trying to make it work. And dude, it gets there. It can get there. So it's not like it's bad. It's definitely there. I think one of the things that the deck lacks the most is probably just the utility that we kind of make up for in the sideboard in game 2. So still on the setup, he's got, let me see, green white. He has one for an Essence Scatter if we can use it, but not for a regular counterspell. Let's get out a Fortified Village, and yeah, let's just play the Mimic, because that's hilarious. Yep. And again, when he comes into play, he gets a +1/+1 counter. So let's play our Bandar. It's a 4/4 since we have 2 Mimics in play. Oh, this is going to hurt him. Unless he has some type of removal. I'm assuming a Stasis Snare of some sort. Nothing. Wow. Okay. Well, going to hit you for 5. That's going to hurt. Yep. Then I get the +1/+1 counter. And normally I put it directly on it as soon as I have the ability to. And And that's just because I've been playing so many red decks where they have Incendiary Flow, Harness Lightning, things like that that's going to deal 3 damage. So that's just something I kept seeing. Let's see. Cycling for the Sheltered Thicket. He's trying to fix his mana, so that's interesting. He hasn't played that Swamp that he got earlier, so that's kind of what I'm expecting this turn. Might see a Fatal Push or something like that coming down. Not entirely sure just yet. It's kind of a mishmash of colors. Maybe an Unlicensed Disintegration. Or maybe he's playing a control strategy. Alright, so at the beginning of upkeep, I can move any number of +1/+1 counters from the Bandar to another. I'm probably going to do 1 here. Yes. Always trigger. And I'm going to move just 1, basically. Actually, let's move 2. So that way it can't die to a magma spray or something like that. I definitely don't want to fall victim to a magma spray or something of that sort on these guys, because they're very important for my my game plan. So we're just going to go into combat here. He's untapped with everything, but this deck is meant to swing out, so let's see what happens. Maybe flashing in something. Nice. If only Stasis Snare could snag Cast Out. It's gonna get our gotcha. Hey, that's perfectly fine. Still gonna hit you for 7, 8, 9. You're at 4. I think the tempo's just got away from him on this game. But let's see what happens. 5 cards in hand. I'm kind of expecting maybe a Gideon, just based on his type of mana. Yeah, oh, that's game. Gotcha. All right, let's go into sideboard mode. Let's see. I definitely want to take out the Oath of Ajani and put in some cast outs. I didn't really see any kind of like countering type of situation. He didn't have 2 blue mana, so I'm kind of assuming that he's going to have more countering situations going on. So let's put in some Prowling Serpopards. And I definitely want to lean on the more aggressive side. So let's get out 1 Always Watching and 1 Sacred Cat, just to kind of keep us a little bit more on the top end. Trying to see if I want to add anything else. I want to say that's about it. Might be bringing in the other cast outs in game 2, depending on what he actually plays. But since he really didn't do anything, I'm kind of assuming that he has a bunch of blue, double blue. So Prowling Serpopard will take care of that quite handedly. Again, whenever it can't be countered, and creatures you control can't be countered. So it really helps out. I don't really see a way to play this hand. Let's mulligan that. Much better. I like this a lot. So let's keep that. I'm going to actually keep this on top. I do want to... let's keep it on top, just because we can use it for the Scythe Leopard's ability, which I'm okay with doing. He kept a full mana hand, or full hand, not a full mana. Bleh. You know what I mean. Alrighty, let's get out the Scythe Leopard, and then we'll pass turn. Just a 1/1, but again, when we play mana, it's going to be able to turn into a 2/2. Traverse the Uvenwald. Gonna hunt for some mana. What are you gonna get? I'm assuming a swamp or a blue swamp. There we go. Irrigation. Gotcha. Alrighty. Always watching. Very nice. All right. See, the Scythe Leopard gets a pump from that. That's why I could have waited a turn to play that on turn 3, but I really liked being able to get in for 2 here. Just being a little bit more aggressive. And if he does play his blue mana on this coming this next turn, Prowling Serpopard will be able to deal with that. So it's going to be kind of funny if he actually is a control deck. Green mana. Interesting. What is this deck? Let's see. Let's play the Canopy Vista. And again, Scythe Leopard gets a 2/2. Let's run out the Prowler. Essence Scatter cannot do anything to that because it can't be countered. So let's just hit in for 4. What do we got? Immolating Glare. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Renewed Faith. Okay, cycling it, getting 2 life. Get a card. Quite good. Interesting. Yep. You'll go down to 16 from the damage. Classic card, Renewed Faith. Love it. Following turn, we're going to play that forest and run out just an Always Watching. Radiant Flames. Kills everybody but the Prowler. Good move. Awesome. All right, so let's get out the Always Watching. Just get in for 6. And I've got a Blossoming Defense up here, so if he's going to be targeting it with anything, I can definitely give it hexproof. So he's basically got 2 turns to stabilize. Not sure exactly what's happening here, but I think he's close to having Delirium, so he may be wanting to get something like that. Not sure yet. Let's see, 3 mana. Unlicensed Disintegration, perhaps? Nope. I think he's trying to keep up mana for something else on my turn. Perfectly reasonable. So there's 4 mana there. Let's get out a Sacred Cat. It's a 2/2 that can't be countered. And let's just go in for the attack here. And again, I don't feel worried because we have Blossoming Defense. So anything they try to throw at me just won't work. Let's see here. You're at 4 mana. Cast out. No. Okay, you're going to cycle. Cycle and get a land. This deck is strange. I am in tournament play, so again, he was looking for that multicolor there. Maybe this is a Converge deck. That could be. Let's see what happens here. Weirding Wood. Gotcha. Well, let's get out another Prowler. Again, can't be countered, so Essence Scatter, he cannot do that. And just go to combat. I'm assuming he's going to have a combat trick, so if he targets one, I can always pump the other and kill. So let's see what happens. There's 4 mana. Cast out. Gotcha, so he's going to be casting out the Prowler, I'm assuming. He's tapped out. So let's pump our dude. That should be game. GG. Good game. All right. Yeah. That was nice. Very nice, Cat Tribal. I tell you what, you do some work sometimes. I would have loved to have another mana to be able to play my my Caracal. That would have been something that I would have greatly loved to do. Because a Caracal, again, gives everything +1/+1 lifelink and creates 2 1/1s that are actually 2/2s because they come into field because they're cats. So, and they also have lifelink. So it's just insane. But they have lifelink like inherently. They don't have lifelink because of the Caracal, which is crazy. So, but yeah, that was awesome. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Oh, man. That only took an extra 5 minutes of waiting. Let's go to the play lobby again. All right, let's get another round in here. Going up against Lane. Let's see. I rolled a 1. Well, he rolled a 2, so I mean, he only won by 1. So I feel better about that, but rolling a 1 is not the best. It's not what you want to be doing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see what we got here. 2 mana, a 1-drop, a 1-drop, a 1-drop, a 3-drop, and a 5-drop. If this was not a tap mana, I would be very happy about this. Let's keep, and then play these 2 on turn 2, and then just go from there. Yes. Going up in an investigation deck, or a clue deck. Let's see what we got. Yes! Oh my gosh, that makes this so much easier to deal with. All right, go into Scythe Leopard. Pass turn. I play Scythe Leopard first because I can definitely play a tap land and play the other leopard, then play a tap land and be okay. That way I can get both out without having to stress too much. Traverse. Is that what I'm seeing here for 1 green mana? Or an attune? Oh. Channeler. It's an 0-1 that becomes a 3-4. Just got to give it some time. Okay. Yeah, you can hit me for 1. That's fine. No problem. Let's see what we can do here. So, have a Canopy Vista. Let's play out the other Scythe. Play a Shattered. Actually, let's play the Canopy Vista because we can use it for cycling later. These guys are both 2/2s. Yes. And I'm going to swing out with one of them. I raise your 1 point of damage for 2. All right, so the next turn we're probably going to get out the Prowling or the Sacred Cat. Just depends on what we draw, of course. Would love to get into an always watching situation here. I think that would be great. Tireless Tracker. Laying a land. That's right. One more. Gotcha. Coming in for 1 again? Yep. No problem. Alrighty. Let's actually play our Leopard here. Play Shattered Grove because we get 3 triggers at this point. Yep. Play our Cat. Attack with 2, which is 4 damage. We want to trade with the tracker. Just take the 4. Fine with me. Just need 1 more mana, and then we can play our Caracal on turn 6. Or 5, sorry. That would be awesome. I like how we have all 3 different types of green-white mana here. Very nice. All right. He's got 3 mana on board, 2 cards in hand. He's going to swing out. He has 3 mana. He can actually sack to give it a clue, so I'm not going to block. I'm just going to let it hit me. because I would just lose creatures. He'll probably sack the clue regardless because of this. Yeah, that's fine. Make him a 4/3 and hit me for 4. Lay a land, investigate. All right, let's see what we got. Aetherstream Leopard. Lay another land. We got all these guys coming up. Gonna play my Leopard here, or Prowling Serpopard. Serpoopy. And I'm gonna swing out with everything but the cat. 6 damage coming at you. I would recommend blocking some of it. Let's see what happens here. Gotcha. He may have a Blossoming Defense in his hand. No, he's just gonna... Gotcha. Nice. Take 2 damage to the face. Trade one of my creatures. And at the end of my turn, he's going to investigate. Or sack a clue. Not investigate. 2 cards in hand. Nope, didn't do that. Okay, interesting. Played a land. Would love to get into a mana so I can have the ability to fight back, because the mana is going to pump these guys, then they'll become 3/3s for the turn. It'll be a 2/2. This will be a 5/4. Let's see, cast out coming up. Perhaps. Sigarda, wow. Nice. Exile a card from a graveyard. Get a 1/1. 70 kind of a... Nope, it doesn't have anything. Okay. Very nice. He does have 2 mana. You can pump him for. I'm assuming he's going to attack with that guy. Yeah. Let's see. Block here. Even if he does give it an extra clue, it's still a 5/4, which I can still trade with. Gonna block with the 1/1 here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. He gets to draw a card though out of that. No problem. I gained a life from that too, so because of the Sacred Cat. My turn. Let's see. Get back the cat for a blocker. And play Always Watching. Happy to do that. These guys are 2/2 vigilance creatures now. Although he has a 4/5, so I'm not going to swing into that. That's pretty crazy. But I may double block on the Incited Rabble here. Again, 2 cards in hand. I'm really looking to draw into a mana so I can play my Caracal. So let's see what happens. Draw a card with the clue. Draw another card with a clue. We're out of clues, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens. 4 cards in hand. I'm assuming probably another creature is going to come down. Another Manadork, perhaps. There you go. Gotcha. Let's see here. Is it better to block the rabble, or is it better to get rid of the initiate? I want to say the initiate, but that would be both of my 2/2s. Let's block the rabble here, and we'll take 7. Go down to 8. Of course, if he has a spell, like a blossoming defense or something, he may be in trouble here. Although he may just want to swing in for 8 or 7 and be fine. Yeah, that's cool. He's going to kill both. No problem. Going down to 9. Because I gained 1 from the cat. Well, really need that that mana. Would really help out a lot here. Yep. Gonna pass turn to that. Let's see what we can do on this turn. This will probably be the turn to decide the match. Canopy Vista, 3 cards, gonna lay a Thraben. Gotcha. Gonna investigate our clue. Yeah. Trying to dig for something. I'm assuming a removal spell, maybe a Stasis Snare or something. Let's see. 3 mana for a creature. Or not. What do we got going on here? Waiting on him. Maybe another Tyler's Tracker. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I would say that he would tap his Gossip Monger here. Stasis Snare, that's what I thought, yeah. Coming down, probably getting the Aetherstream. Yeah. Sounds about right. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he'll probably want to swing out for lethal. I mean, I would, just to press on me, but he's just doing the 2. Let's double block here because we can get back the cat if it dies, which it will die, or won't die actually. But if it does die, we can get it back no problem. Take the 4. He does have 1 white mana. Let's see what happens. Nope, nothing happens. All right, so I take 4, go down to 5, or 7, sorry, because of the cat. Yeah, lifelink messes me up. Dang, I did not get a adequate answer there. Coming down with a 3/3 though. Would love to get a mana. Barely in this fight right now. Okay. Let's just swing out for 2 with Vigilance. Hey, that's fine. Oh, definitely you can do that. My bad there. I can still get him back. It's not a big deal. He won't be a 2/2 though. He'll just be a 1/1. Let's see what happens. Play a tracker. Let's see, you're going to attack out with 4, 5, 6. Yep. 1 mana in hand, or 1 card in hand. This is another Stasis Snare. Nope, she's going to sack a clue. Probably going to look for another removal spell, though. That's what I would do. Let's see. He attacks in with the Excited Rebel. Let's see. It's a 6, 7, 8. That's not lethal. So I could just take it, but I'll block here. So yeah, he just needs 2 mana to do that. Yep. All right, well, since you're doing that, I'm going to do this. You at least have a creature up to block. I'll take 4, go to, let's see, I go down to 5, then up to 6. Yeah. Cancel. It's a May ability, so I don't want to do it. Just do none. Okay. All right. Get out our Longtusk Cub. Pass turn. Would really love some mana. That would be would be ideal. I've drawn creature after creature, which is fine. But if I had a mana, I could play out my Caracal, which is 3 creatures. So I would feel much better about the situation. So you can tap down, see 4, 5, 6. That's it. That's game. I believe. Yeah. Yeah, that's game. Let's go to game 2. Alrighty. Let's see. I want to get in another Stasis Snare. Definitely want to try and get in let's see. Excuse me. I cast out. Well, actually not a cast out, yeah, we put in another Stasis Snare, so 3 in the deck. Declaration in Stone to me is not that great because it actually feeds his deck, so I don't want to do that. I do want to keep the pain coming though, so that is one thing to keep in mind. So 2 casts outs and a Stasis Snare. I think I'm going to be okay for that. So let's go to game 2, see what happens. Yes, I'll play first. Let's see. 3 mana, Westvale Abbey, 2 white, Sacred Cat. I'm not liking this a lot because I don't have follow-up mana after the cat. If I could guarantee that we would draw into some green mana, I would keep this. But just the way it is, I wouldn't. So let's mulligan. Let's see. Canopy Vista, Westvale, a 1 mana, a 2 mana, and a 2 mana, and a 5. I feel a little bit better about this because this is definitely a duel. So let's see. I'm on the play. Let's keep that on top because we definitely want to be drawing into it for the Scythe Leopard. Let's play out our Canopy Vista. Pass turn. Let's just hope we can get up to 5 mana so we can use our Caracal this time. That would be perfect. I think that was probably the major linchpin in that match, is that I couldn't play out my Caracal to be able to match up against his board state. All right. Scythe. Probably could have did the Mimic first, but I didn't think of that. It's fine. No big deal. See, yeah. Beast Collar. It's got haste. Yes. And a Thraben Inspector. Very nice. All right. Let's play out the Canopy here. Can always yield to that. Then we'll play out the Mimic, named Cat. Let's swing out for 2. Do you want to block? Guess not. No problem. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Get down. I'm assuming a Tireless Tracker. But he did play a tap land, so that may not be the play. It is a creature, though. Come on! Lane! Okay, Rishkar. Gotcha. So 2-2 and a 2-3. Or 3-3 and a 2-3. Gotcha. Just hit me for 2. No problem. Yep. Okay. Definitely want to play out the Abbey first. Get out the second Mimic. Name that Cats as well. And get out a 4-4. All right. Just going to pass turn there. If we could get into some mana on this turn, just like we did last game, this would be a great turn 5 for us. Just got to see what happens. We're actually 1 away from being able to Westvale Abbey, but we're 2 mana away from being able to do it. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see. 3 mana. Get out the Tireless Tracker. Three more mana. Stasis Snare. Well, actually, it's just a 1 white, so not sure what he's going to do. Maybe another tracker or a Rishkar. That'd be interesting. Again, if we can get into the mana, it would be great. Just got to see what happens. Turn 4 and 5 are crucial. Yeah, another Rishkar. Gotcha. Probably 1 on the tracker, 1 on Rishkar itself. Make it a 4-3 and a 3-3. Gotcha. 2-2 and a 3-3. Fair enough. Ooh, it's good though. That is very good. Let's see. Do I want to Stasis Snare the Rishkar? He kind of gives a great ability here. Let's do that. Let's get the Rishkar out of the way. Rishkar out of the way. And then swing it for 4. Is he willing to trade? Would say no. Yeah, there we go. Nice. I'll just put a counter on him. He's now a 5/5. Got into some mana. Alrighty. Another Beast Caller. Again, I need to draw mana deck. Let me draw some mana. Okay, go to combat. 2 cards in hand. I'll take the 5. Assuming you have a Stasis Snare on standby because of all the white mana. Blue. Harvest Season, very nice. So getting up to 4 mana. God, that is the most I've ever seen Harvest Season actually get. Yeah, and you get to investigate all the times. Oh, yeah, this is gonna hurt. Yep. I think that might be game. Let's see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, that's game. Oh, wow. Sounding man, Caracal. All right, let's go into game 3. Natural Obsolescence might be the card to put in here for the clues, but again, I still don't really see that being an issue. Let's take out one of these Always Watching to put in a cast out. Actually, let's put in a... yeah, let's put in cast out. Because he has Harvest Season in his deck. Authority of the Consuls may not be the best situation to deal with. So, I'm liking this. Let's go into game 3. See what happens. The longer I play with the Cat Tribal, the more I appreciate it. I think it's quite good. Do I think it's tournament level ready? I don't think so. I don't think it can really hold a candle to the fast decks like Marty Vehicles and things like that. Can it win against them? Yes, it can. Oh, this is a terrible hand. I've had to mulligan every single hand I've had. This is actually not terrible. So turn 2, Mimic. Turn 3, hopefully getting to some mana after 2 cards. Perfect. Authority of the Councils. I actually thought about boarding that in. Let's see. Just play out the tap land. Pass turn. Yeah. Then on turn 2, get out the Mimic, then Cat, Cub, and then the Leopard. Oh, nice. 1-drop, 1/2. Can create servos and create an XX, where X is the amount of creatures they control, so not too bad. Let's see here. Get out the Mimic. Let's name Cat. Now, if they have a Stasis Snare, we'll be in trouble. But they are getting life from all of this too. So, Authority of the Consuls is a gimme if you have it in the opening hand. They did not get into mana though, which is not a good thing. So, swinging at me for 1, no problem. Yep. Let's see. Definitely want to play out the Leopard first. Yep. Then the Cub. You're going to be gaining some mana, but or life, but I hopefully will be taking it away pretty quickly. Let's see. Then the next turn I'll be playing out basically the rest of my hand. So that's good. Did he hit a mana? Did not hit mana. Oh no. But he may have a mana finder here. I'm curving out quite nicely. I've got a 2/2 and a 3/3, so I can deal with both of his creatures on the next turn. So maybe he wants to tap down something on my turn. Another Authority of the Consuls? Sure, yeah, why not? That'll definitely stem the bleeding for a while. Sure. Get at me for 1. One of the things, too, is Authority of the Consuls, it's great, but if you are behind, you're still behind. So it's not like the card's going to get you ahead at all, really. Yep. Play out the Sacred Cat. Gain a 2 life from this. Play out the Leopard. Yes, sir. Go to combat. If I can, he'll tap down the Cub, I believe. Yep. And we'll just hit him for 3. Actually, we'll hit him for 5 because he's got a tap down board. So, very nice. No mana again. He's still playing his stuff, though, so I give him credit for that. Interesting. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. So I'm going to lose 2 life, and then 2 more life at the end of his turn. Yep. Yes. Go to combat. Just going to swing out with everything. And, yeah, I'll spend that extra. It's a lot. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. I'll put a counter on him. And if he can't do anything the following turn, I'll just Westvale Abbey and destroy him. This is probably game, though. He did get his mana, so let's see what happens. Tracker. Rishkar. Gotcha. Excuse me. Just feel bad because I'm just going to lay Westvale Abbey and swing in. Okay, that's game, yeah. That would have been terrible. Let's see what we've drawn. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. All right. That is it for video 1. I was in, as you can see, I was in tournament practice. So, I mean, I'm going up against stuff in tournament practice. So, I definitely not going up against Armored Vehicles. If I did, I would probably get squashed. But like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment below on what you thought of the deck. And I will see you guys in the next video.